Welcome to Hornbill TV. This is your anchor, Kekrizanya Solo. You're now watching Northeast Express. In a span of just few days, two tragic incidents claimed the lives of two persons in Mokokchung. The first accident took place in Chuchuyimpa village on September 28 and second occurred at Yisemyong along the NH2 and on 3rd October. According to sources, the first accident took place around 12 p.m. on September 28 when a family of four, husband along with wife and two children, met a tragic accident on the cemetery road at Chuchuyimpa village, which claimed the lives of the wife on the spot. The vehicle, a Maruti van, veered off the road and crashed into a waiting shed, turned fatal for the wife and died on the spot. The cause of the accident is believed to be a mechanical failure. In the second incident occurred on 3rd October around 10 a.m. when a Bolero plunged approximately 80 feet below the NH2 at Yisemyong. The incident claimed the life of a woman around 45 years old. The vehicle was occupied by four persons and they were en route to Alichen, Mokokchung from Longleng district when the accident occurred. Despite efforts by passers-by to rush the victims to Lamjung Hospital, the woman was declared dead on arrival, said hospital sources. The deceased body has been handed over to the family to perform the last rite and crushed vehicle was recovered later that day. Sources attribute the accident may be caused by brake failure. The Reboy Youth Federation Central Body led by President Bipul Thankyu along with other leaders and members met with the Medical Superintendent of Civil Hospital Nongpo today. The meeting followed numerous complaints regarding the mistreatment of patients by hospital staff. It may be mentioned that this meeting was prompted by a concerning incident in which a woman reportedly delivered a baby in a hospital toilet, raising serious questions about staff negligence. During the discussion, the RBYF addressed various issues relating to the operations of Civil Hospital Nongpo, urging the medical superintendent to take strict action against the nurse and other staff members implicated in the reported mistreatment of patients. President Bipul Thankyu expressed disappointment with the attitude of additional DMHO Dr. A.R. Marak, who did not respond to RBYF's request for a meeting. Dr. Marak stated she lacked the authority to engage with any NGO in the absence of the district medical and health officer, which further frustrated the RBYF. The federation has called for Dr. Marak's immediate removal from her position, asserting that her presence as additional DMHO is ineffective given her claims of limited authority.
Jungi bamata ya khamtam ya CM run burom jungi sa produk sangma ba ka building ngiladep hapo ka sinong umran parila ka bakilabu kawi ka bansnak ka hospital hapo ka district boy ka banlong kum kate ka Ganesh Das hospital ka ban hapo law mali balaraja ba government kan plino namar kaladep nanok sudong kaladep ka building kaladep nanok sudong kalabiang lu ketika jaka hante hapo umran balaraja ba ka plino kamut ka jingkya ka mat kini ki hospital jungi na po riboy nadu ki PHC nadu ki CHC bat kamta hapo civil staff kamut kan long basing nama ka pediatric bat ka gynecology kindra no hakate hospital bat hangni kan long kumba sumar ka civil staff hapo silong bat ya kani ni lemba kala patai kubor ni ai ni pan ke cingkepat naga government bahkan le no mardor para kaju pon na kalian jungi ni ai lu ka cingtho sai Minister Badan Burom Jungi Jongka Health Department bertunjuk kopi in sapha pat sai CM ban le ban plino kat ban nak ya ketika hospital kemudian apa.
Heading on to the next news, with the situation in Manipur tensed but under control, security forces continue to conduct search operations to maintain law and order situation in Manipur. During the past 24 hours, combined team of Manipur Police and Central Forces conducted search operations and area domination in the fringe and vulnerable areas of Bot Hill and Valley district. Few illegal bunkers set up by armed miscreants in hilly areas were dismantled by the security forces during the search operation. However, no arrests were made, police reports said. Meanwhile, security forces have recovered 3 improvised medium-sized cannon and 2 unexploded pumpy shell from Donjang village in Churachandpur district. The recovered explosives were handed over to concerned police station for further necessary actions, the report added. A Tata truck loaded with aluminium and steel ports heading towards Imphal caught fire near Kambiron village along NH37 under Nungba subdivision in Tamenglong district, Manipur on Friday. The fire started when the truck came into contact with a live-exposed wire which ignited the cargo on top of the vehicle. Fortunately, the driver managed to escape without any injury and the fire damaged the upper section of the truck, but no major casualties were reported. Police and CRPF personnel promptly arrived at the scene to manage the situation and launch an investigation into the cause of the accident. Authorities are examining how the exposed electrical wire contributed to the fire and further inquiries are ongoing. Mera Chaoren Houba, the festival celebrated on the occasion of the new Manipuri season month, was observed on Thursday with a major event organized by the Lightning to Sanamahi Temple Board. It is observed in the beginning of new Manipuri month, Mera. A large crowd participated in a mass procession which started at the temple and moved through Wahengbam Lekai and Ima Ketels before reaching Kangla. At Kangla, sacred water was collected from the Nungrange Pukri, an essential part of the annual observance. The event saw enthusiastic participation, reflecting the cultural and religious significance of the occasion. Manipur Governor Lakshman Prasad Acharya and the Chief Minister N. Biren Singh extended their wishes on the occasion. Tripura Food and Civil Supplies Minister Sushanta Chaudhary on Thursday asserted that the present government succeeded in putting a full stop on the partiality that used to deprive a section of the consumers enrolled with the public distribution system. Speaking at the formal launching of the distribution of refined flour, semolina and sugar free of cost as puja gift to the consumers, Chaudhary said all the 9.83 lakh consumers of the public distribution system are entitled to the special materials from the nearby fair price shop, stating that by December, the consumers who had completed the eKYC verification to start receiving smart chip cards. He said in the first half of the next year, it would cover the whole state for those who have completed eKYC. Gradually, all the beneficiaries would be covered in phases, he stated.
দল করে কারা বিরোধী দল করে যারা বিরোধী দল করে তাদেরকে দেওয়া হবে না যারা নিজের দল করে তাদেরকে দেওয়া হবে এবং এই পলিসি করেই তারা বিগত দিনে গণবণ্টন ব্যবস্থাকে তারা চালিয়েছে কিন্তু আমরা তার থেকে ঊর্ধ্বে উঠে এসে প্রত্যেক মানুষের কথা বিবেচনা করে আমরা গণবণ্টন ব্যবস্থাকে সেখানে শক্তিশালী করেছি এবং আগামী দিনে আমাদের আরো পরিকল্পনা আছে এই ব্যবস্থাটা কি আগামী বছরও থাকবে নিশ্চয়ই আমি তো বললাম তো পূজোর আগে গত বছর আমরা ব্যাগ প্রদান করেছি কিন্তু কি বলা হয়েছে ব্যাগ দিয়েছে ব্যাগের মধ্যে জিনিস কোথায় দপ্তর তো বলেছে ব্যাগের মধ্যে বিনামূল্যে জিনিস পাবে আপনারা বলুন এখানে রেশন ভাইয়েরা রয়েছেন ডিলার ভাইয়েরা আমরা বলেছি যে ব্যাগের মধ্যে বিনামূল্যে জিনিস দেওয়া হবে বলিনি আমরা খুব ভালো ব্যাগ আজকে দেখবেন এই ব্যাগ নিয়ে যারা শ্রমিক অংশের মানুষ তারা তাদের কাজে যাচ্ছে জিবি বাজারে গেলে আপনি দেখবেন এই ব্যাগ নিয়ে যারা দূর দূরান্ত থেকে রোগীরা জীবিত হাসপাতালে ভর্তি হচ্ছে তাদের আত্মীয় স্বজন এই ব্যাগ নিয়ে জিনিসপত্র নিয়ে হাসপাতালে আসছে এই ব্যাগ নিয়ে পূজার জিনিস কেনা হচ্ছে এই ব্যাগ নিয়ে ট্রেনে চেপে মানুষ আগরতলা থেকে ধর্মনগর যাচ্ছে আমবাসা যাচ্ছে জিনিস কাপড় চোপড় নিয়ে এই ব্যাগ ব্যবহৃত হচ্ছে আমাদের লক্ষ্য হচ্ছে টু রিচ ইচ অ্যান্ড এভরি হাউস হোল্ড 9,83,000 রেশন কার্ড হোল্ডার আছেন তাদের প্রত্যেকের বাড়িতে পৌঁছানো আমাদের লক্ষ্য এবং এবারকার পুজোতে আমরা তাই বিনামূল্যে আমাদের ক্যাশ ক্রেডিট অ্যাকাউন্ট থেকে 6,84,00,000 টাকা ক্যাশ ক্রেডিট অ্যাকাউন্ট থেকে আমরা প্রদান করছি ফুড খাদ্য দপ্তরে মানুষের কথা বিবেচনা করে মানুষকে উৎসাহ প্রদান করার জন্য আনন্দ প্রদান
Tripura Chief Minister Dr. Manik Saha on Thursday proposed that in all the 60 assembly constituencies, a unique infrastructure should be set up for equitable growth and progress. Speaking at the Bhumi Pujan ceremony of the much-anticipated Unity Mall at Bhadargarh, Dr. Saha said he had chaired around 5 to 6 review meetings when the project was allotted to Tripura. During the discussions, he had proposed that since Tripura is investing Rs 150 crore, it should be state-of-the-art infrastructure. Initially, the project was supposed to be for display and commercial sale of products identified as per the one district and one product policy of the centre. But to ensure the project's sustainability, the concerned officials have been instructed to incorporate all facilities that a modern mall is equipped with. He stated that all 60 assembly constituencies must get some unique infrastructure project. That the Chief Minister also informed the gathering that a sum of Rs 150 crore will be spent for construction of the Unity Mall, which is supposed to be ready for inauguration in March 2026. The Union Government on Thursday filed an affidavit before the Supreme Court opposing petitions that have called for the criminalization of marital rape in India. Union Home Ministry backed the existing Indian rape law that carves out an exception for sexual relations between a husband and a wife. It asserted that the issue is more of a social than a legal one, which has a direct bearing on the society in general. While so, even if marital rape is to be criminalized, it is not up to the Supreme Court to do so, the centre argued. Centre also said in an institution of marriage, there exists a continuing expectation by a spouse to have reasonable sexual access. Hence, marriage is to be treated differently from other situations. Centre asserted that marriage does not obliterate the concept of women's consent, but punishing husband for rape is not the appropriate remedy.
नहीं, उन्होंने कहा ये लीगल मुद्दा नहीं है, सामाजिक मुद्दा है, तो इसमें क्या गलत कहा?
इसको अपराध नहीं माना जा सकता।
नहीं, उन्होंने जो कहा है वही बात करो ना कि ये एक लीगल मुद्दा नहीं है, एक सामाजिक मुद्दा है।
The selling pressure continues in the Indian stock market as the Nifty fell more than 4% in the last 5 sessions, while the Sensex declined by 4.3% in the last 5 trading sessions. Nifty on Friday opened at Rs 25,1081.90, down 68.20 points or 0.27%, whilst the Sensex declined by 252.82 points to 82,244.25 of 0.31%. Experts highlighted that rising geopolitical tension between Iran and Israel, along with a shift in foreign investment from India to China and Hong Kong, and the SEBI circular are all adding fuel to the decline in the Indian stock market. Ajay Baga, banking and market expert, say that this weekend will be tense for global markets. Crude oil went up 5% yesterday on geopolitical premiere. Even with China closed for a week till October 8, they are seeing massive F2 outflows from the Indian markets. How much is this risk general of due to the Israel-Iran risk, and how much of this is redirecting of F2 flows into the Chinese markets is a matter of conjecture. 5 more languages have been recognized as classical language by the Union Government on Thursday. The languages include Marathi, Bengali, Pali, Prakrit and Assamese. The decision was announced by Information and Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. The decision was taken at a meeting of the Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Vaishnav said at a cabinet briefing that it was a historical decision and goes very well with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the NDA government's philosophy of taking pride in their culture, heritage and all the Indian languages and the rich heritage.
प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने हमेशा भारतीय भाषाओं पर बहुत बड़ा एक ध्यान दिया है, बहुत बड़ा फोकस दिया है. ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी and the NDA government have always been focused on developing the Indian languages. अपनी भाषा में हम गर्व करें और अपनी भाषा में एजुकेशन हो, अपनी भाषा में बातचीत में डेली में लाएं. हर तरीके से अपनी भाषाओं को, चाहे वो तमिल हो, चाहे तेलुगु हो, चाहे मलयालम, चाहे भोजपुरी, चाहे मैथिली, चाहे उड़िया, असमीज, गुजराती, मराठी, पंजाबी, कोई भी भाषा हो, अपनी भाषा में हम गर्व करें एंड बी वेरी अवेयर ऑफ व्हाट आवर रिच हेरिटेज वाज, व्हाट आवर कल्चर वाज एंड हाउ डू वी ब्रिंग दैट सेम जो हमारे कल्चर की समृद्धि, उस कल्चर की समृद्धि को आज कैसे लाए। इस पे आज बहुत बड़ा फैसला लिया गया है। 5 लैंग्वेजेस को क्लासिकल लैंग्वेजेस के लिए अप्रूव किया गया है। 5 लैंग्वेजेस मराठी, पाली, प्राकृत, असमीज और बंगाली, इन 5 लैंग्वेजेस को क्लासिकल लैंग्वेजेस का दर्जा दिया गया है। एंड देयर इज अ वेरी important linguistic experts committee, very well read people, बहुत जो deeply knowledge रखते हैं languages के बारे में, linguistics के बारे में, script के बारे में, हमारा जो ancient text है उसके बारे में। और classical language बनना मने बहुत बड़ी गौरव की बात है और इसके पीछे पूरी साइंस है। 1500 से 2000 साल तक का उस लैंग्वेज में लिटरेचर है, उस लैंग्वेज की एक कंटिन्यूटी है, लैंग्वेज के बहुत सारे पुराने टाइम के इंस्क्रिप्शंस हो।
Arunachal Pradesh police have arrested a headmaster of a government school in Arunachal Pradesh, Changlang district for allegedly sexually harassing minor students of the school, an official said. Reportedly, the accused, identified as Muhammad Asghar Ali, headmaster of the government secondary school at Gautampur under the Diyun circle, allegedly sent messages with objectionable content to the victims' mobile phones. Changlang District Superintendent of Police Kirli Padu said that police arrested the headmaster of the government secondary school Diyun on Thursday in connection with the alleged sexual harassment of minor girl student, and that a case had also been registered. The matter is being investigated. Statement of the victim students have been taken. According to the report, police received a complaint against the accused headmaster on October 2. As the Middle East faces escalating tensions, particularly between Israel and Iran, the Indian Navy has made a significant move by docking 3 of its training warships at Iran's Bandar Abbas port. This deployment, involving INS Tir, INS Shardul and ICGS Veera, is part of a long-range mission in the Persian Gulf aimed at conducting joint training exercises with the Iranian Navy. On Tuesday, the warships were welcomed into port by the Iranian warship IRI ship Zera, highlighting the naval collaboration between the two countries. This strategic naval exercise comes at a crucial time as Israel signals its intent to take military action against Iran in response to growing regional instability. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu recently hinted at striking Iran in a video message following conflicts with Hamas and Hezbollah. To prevent this confrontation from escalating into a full-scale war, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi called Netanyahu, urging restraints and diplomatic solution. Amid these heightened tensions, the docking of Indian warships at an Iranian port has geopolitical implications as India continues to walk a diplomatic tightrope between its energy security interests and its international partnership. CDS General Anil Chauhan on Friday said that the strategy serves as a comprehensive framework that defines desired ends, outlines the way of achieved to those ends and defines the means to execute the plans effectively, and also urged to dream big, start small, act fast. This approach underscores the need for an ambitious vision to create cross-dependencies by encouraging cross-dependencies between India's defense industry and foreign OEMs. India can create a mutually beneficial environment that will allow the sharing of knowledge, technology and resources. Collaborative competitiveness is the need of the hour. To identify core competency and to focus on it, civil-military fusion and the whole-of-government approach is needed.
This serves as a comprehensive framework that defines desired ends, outlines the ways to achieve those ends, and define the means to execute the plan effectively. So basically, it's an interplay between ways, ends and means. Let me lay down a few cardinals which come to my mind or fundamentals for this particular strategy. The first one which I will say is about dream big, start small, act fast. This approach underscores the need for an ambitious kind of a vision, a big dream, combined with a pragmatic execution, starting small, and move briskly in the right direction with the right momentum, act fast, which I also said gati and direction, disha. The second mantra which I want to talk about is to create cross-dependencies. By encouraging cross-dependency between the Indian defense industry and foreign OEMs, India can create mutually beneficial environment that will allow sharing of knowledge, technology and resources. The strategic relationship, I believe, will secure the defense supply chains both domestically as well as for the foreign OEMs. The third mantra I would like to talk about is what Mr. Baba Kalyani has talked about, collaboration. And may I add something more to it, a collaborative competitiveness probably. If you look at the word which I'm saying, it more or less looks like an oxymoron. How can, collaboration and competitiveness be together? But I think this is the need of the hour. We must compete as well as collaborate with each other so that the defense products meet the gold standards and affordable and competitive kind of a prices. And in this particular model, while I did allude to a couple of joint ventures which have happened between Indian private defense industry and DPSUs and foreign OEMs, but I'm yet to see a joint venture between a DPSU, which is a government owned, and with the private entity. I think there is also a need to, because both these people have their own strengths and weaknesses and strong points. They should also be able to work together and create something for the defense industry. We should be able to look at that. The fourth mantra for the defense industry is to identify core competency and then focus on it. Currently, all industries want to participate in all ventures in all arenas. They respond to all RFPs with the same kind of vigor. This issue, I think, needs to be resolved within the industry. We can only help you a lending hand, actually, because everyone can't make everything. So we've got to specialize and, and then do certain amount of things. So this, I think, is very, very important.
That's all for now. For more news, keep watching Hornbill TV.